We're gonna talk about lighting, editing, how to prep for a shoot as well. You can see it's like literally so simple. I have one light behind her and we're just like making it work. But yeah, I wanted to dive into maybe like how I prepare for a shoot in a way. I get like really just simplified with what, maybe it's like lighting inspo or posing inspo, but it's never anything crazy.
Yeah, nothing too prescriptive. It's just kind of like, okay, this is the general mood.
100%.
Like vibe.
So I knew I wanted to do something, that was that first setup with the red. I wanted to do something with a backlight and I knew I wanted to be reds.
Yeah.
And so this is just, just images I found, and then from there, I was like ready to go. Like I knew what I wanted. So speaking of sitting, I guess we could start with this image. So this is from that red shoot, and this is obviously completely unedited. I always open my photo in Adobe Camera Raw, and I always have this, you can change this obviously to like different colors, but I always love to go with white because I feel like everyone's phones, they all have white backdrops. And it helps me just like see the image with the white backdrop and to know that like I can brighten it up a bit. You know what I mean? It's just nice having that like stark white to bounce off of. In Adobe Camera Raw, I like to start with just the light panel and I just kind of go through down the line. And I really, for this image, want to have that kind of like spotlight effect going on. So I feel like increasing those highlights starts to kind of create that, which is nice. And then I just kind of move down the line and go to color. I want these images to be really warm. With this image, it already is kind of getting vignetted. So I want to almost increase that vignette. So I'm just going to kind of go in there. It's literally just a matter of what you like and seeing and just like playing with the colors that are in the image. Obviously I'm playing a lot.
I mean,
with,
that's
like,
kind of the beauty of photography, right? Is that like it really just comes down to what you like and how you can fuse that in your images.
100%. So I go into detail in Camera Raw and then I always press denoise. For me personally, I usually keep it around like 10 to, if it's really grainy, like 25 is the most I'll go. For now, we're just gonna open up this image into Photoshop.
Perfect.
And I always obviously unlock my layer, unlock and duplicate. To edit skin, I sometimes just like will go in with this like mixer brush tool. And what I'll do is just pull from the image. From
the colors itself,
Yeah, so I'll just option click there and then it just like kind of smooths it out. It's kind of like its own Gaussian blur. It's like sourcing from your original image and just like mixing things together. And like, you probably can't even tell that I'm doing anything right now, but in my brain,
you're like, I am. It builds up, you know?
100%. And then from there, I'm just kind of going into my adjustment layers. I'll from here usually like combine my layers and then I'll bring it back into Adobe Camera Raw. This is how I sometimes will like filter my images. I love using the presets in Camera Raw. I do this with every single one of my photos. Like I just love how these look. Yeah, I'll usually play on these presets and then bring the opacity of those layers down to like literally, sometimes like 5%. But I did save some textures as well. So this one you can see is just from Adobe Stock and we can just like make it big here to fit the frame. I like to just like see what we're working with, you know? So I feel like screen is always, light and screen.
Light and screen.
Again, this is literally doing like, other people will probably think I'm crazy for like the smallest adjustment, but I swear it really adds up.
It does though.
It really, really does. Photos that you've shot in the same sort of lighting, you can just throw on your previous Camera Raw edit. So I'll just go apply previous setting. And it looks exactly the same pretty much. I want to kind of go into one of those Mylar images. Always just, again, playing with all these adjustments. And maybe I kind of like
these
that
vintage ones are good.
Yeah, the vintage always comes through. Just even this little thing, I can get rid of that really quickly. There's a few different ways that I would use. So one is the patch tool. I like love the patch tool. I think it comes in handy. We can just quite literally circle that little part and then bring it over here where it's a bit smoother and it's like literally already gone.
Wow.
It's that
beautiful.
Easy. We have that image we walked away with. This with the expanded backdrop and the fill, and these images as well. And yeah, you saw a little bit behind the scenes and it was nice to like bring you guys along in like the whole process and how we kind of got here.
You did amazing. So thank you so much for being here and for sharing all of your tips and techniques. Anyway, thank you guys.
Bye guys.